Hey guys, welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, we share budget-friendly and delicious meals every Sunday to hopefully give you a little inspiration for the coming week. So if you don't want to miss out on any future dinner ideas, make sure to subscribe down below and turn on notifications. Now let's get to this week's dinners. For dinner number one, we're starting out with beans and rice with sausage in the Crock-Pot. This does have quite a few ingredients, but it's really very easy and so delicious. I'll leave the recipe down below. We started with our butter in our measuring cup, and to that we're going to add our garlic powder, seasoned salt, parsley, Tony seasoning, Worcestershire, and sriracha. Then we just put that in the microwave to melt the butter and mix it all together. I poured my chicken broth into the crock-pot and then added in the spice mixture. Next came our 2 cans of beans and the sausage. And then I added just a few drops of liquid smoke. I gave this all a good stir and set the crock-pot on low for about 4 to 5 hours. With this, I'm also making these Rhodes dinner rolls that we love. I'm just following the instructions on the bag. About 5 minutes before we were ready to eat, I added in my rice and brushed the rolls with some melted butter. If you haven't tried this recipe yet, I highly recommend it. It's so delicious every time. Next up, we had breakfast for dinner, biscuits and gravy with Spam. For our biscuits, we just made some garlic cheddar biscuits, and I'll have that recipe down below as well. We just fried up our Spam with some salt and pepper. Then we got started on the gravy with some parsley, seasoned salt, rosemary, onion powder, pepper, a 1/4 cup of flour, some Worcestershire sauce, 2 cups of milk, and a few tablespoons of butter. We used about a teaspoon each of all of the seasonings, cooked off the flour taste a little bit, and then added our milk and Worcestershire. We also made some scrambled eggs to go along with it. Next, we had ham and cheeseburgers. We spread a pound of ground beef out on a parchment-lined baking sheet. Then we seasoned it with some of Adam's seasoning mix and put it in the oven at 375 degrees until it was cooked through. In a saucepan, we melted 2 tablespoons of butter and mixed in 2 tablespoons of flour to make a roux. Then we added in 1 cup of milk. Then we seasoned that with some salt and pepper, seasoned salt, and nutmeg to taste, and about 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. added some of our cheese sauce to the bottom of a package of Hawaiian rolls. Then we added on our hamburger patty. We topped that with some sliced ham, followed by some Swiss cheese. Then we put the top of the Hawaiian bread back on and coated it with the rest of our cheese sauce. We topped it all off with some Italian blend cheese and some parsley and put it back in the oven at 375 until all of the cheese was melty and gooey. We just served this with some curly fries that we threw in the air fryer, and it was amazing. And now for my favorite meal of the week, sausage and tortellini soup. I got this recipe from Taylor Elmore's channel and it is so good. I'll link Taylor's channel down below. If you haven't seen her What's for Dinner videos yet, you should definitely go check her out. This recipe is super simple. You just need some pork sausage, some frozen cheese tortellini, a can of evaporated milk, a 32-ounce carton of chicken broth, and I did alter the spices just a little bit. I used some rosemary, garlic powder, onion powder, parsley, and seasoned salt. After we browned our sausage, we also added a little bit of flour to thicken it up and let that cook off. Then we added in our evaporated milk and chicken broth and our spices. To go with this, we toasted up some French bread in the oven with some butter. After the soup had simmered for a little while, we added in our tortellini and kept it simmering until they were cooked. This soup is so good on a chilly day. You definitely have to try this one. Thank you, Taylor. This is one of our favorite meals now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe down below and turn on notifications. We post What's for Dinner videos every Sunday.